Hello,
morning.
students. Good morning.
Good morning, student. This is our first class to introduce the book that we have to read in the semester. I am Mari Carmen Mendibur, and next to me is the teacher Erika Patricia Núñez.
Hello, students. Good morning. Welcome to this class. Okay, let's start with the opening, and teacher Mari Carmen is going to ask some questions. So please answer the questions.
Okay, one of the questions that we have to ask to you, do you like reading? How many books do you read in a year? Have you recently read a book in English? What difference are there between fantasy and suspense stories? Which fantasy or suspense story have you read? And what text do you prefer to read? Okay, try to think in this question and try to share with your students, with your classmates in the class.
Okay, so all these questions are really interesting, Mari Carmen, and they are making us thinking about how good readers are we or not. So, my dear students, after answering these questions, let's move to the next section, to the next activity. Okay, here we have also an initial assessment, and we have to answer some questions about our reading habits. Okay, so teacher Mari Carmen is also helping us with these questions that are part of the initial assessment. Okay, so it's really interesting in this small quiz. You have to think as well what are the habits you have when you read a book.
Okay, you have it in your screen, 4 questions, and you have to decide what is the best option for you. And this is a little quiz to know if you like reading, if you decide to read a fantasy book or a novel, anything that you decide, you have to choose. It's only to know yourself. What do you like and what you don't like?
Okay, for the first question you have to choose the option A, B, or C. So here we have read fantasy and suspense stories in English. What is your answer? I read them all the time. I only read them in my mother tongue, or I never read stories.
Okay. The second question that we have is identify and describe characters and events in a story. You have 3 answers. The first one is it is not difficult for me. The second is I can identify them, but I need help to describe them. And the third one is I don't know what a character or an event is.
Okay, so let's continue with number 3. Here, plan a sequence of events. Can you plan a sequence of events? Let's think about it. We have 3 possibilities. A, yes, I have done it before. B, it is difficult, but I can do it with help. And the option C, I never plan one. So let's move to the last one, that is number 4.
Okay, number 4, this is the last of this quiz, and the question is write simple dialogue lines. It's the thing that you remember a notes, small words that you remember. The first option that you have is I think it is easy. B, I need a lot of help. And letter C is I'm sure I can do it. Okay, this is the last part of the opening part.
Let's move to the development. And in this part, pay attention to the instructions we have here.
Okay, in the development, we can start with the first chapter. The instruction is that you have to identify the main characters of the story, underline the past events, and remember that most of the time the books are narrated in past tense, and you have to identify this tense. And the last instructions is to look up words in the dictionary if it is necessary. If you don't understand a word, please find and make a glossary. It's important that you have to improve your vocabulary. Reading is very good to improve your vocabulary. Enjoy this part of the activity.
And here we have the chapter 2 in this book that is called the final. So as you can see in the text, we have the important words or the difficult words marked, and here highlighted with with yellow color. So especially pay attention to these words because they're gonna help you to have a better understanding of this reading. So we're gonna give you some minutes, and here 15 minutes for reading this text, and after the text we have the activity for you, okay? So let's give you some minutes for doing this activity.
Remember, if you have some word that you want to add for this glossary, it's okay. You can share with your classmate this word that you don't understand. Perhaps they don't understand, and this is a good opportunity to improve.
Okay, so after the activity, after these minutes of reading, now you have an idea about the not only the story, but the main characters, the main events, and what's going on in this reading, in this interesting story. So the activity that we have for the closure is to make a timeline. Here I'm gonna show the timeline you have to complete, and this is for having closure of this activity. What is the idea here? Is to identify if we catch the main information in this reading. So let's read the instruction for this last activity.
Okay, let's do it the last activity for this introduction of this book for the semester. Make a timeline with the notes you previously wrote about the main characters and events of the story you selected for the final product. Okay, remember this is the first chapter, and we can change the activity in the following chapters. Okay, this is only to start with the book. Thank you so much. You have 15 minutes to do it, this activity, and this is the last part of this class.
Okay, so here I'm gonna show again the diagram that you have to fill in. And for next class, it's really important that you have the title of the book you're gonna read during the semester, okay? So remember that it doesn't matter how many pages does it have, but that you are interested in the book that you select, okay? So that's all for today, my dear students. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you next class. Have an excellent evening.
Bye. Thank you, my dear students. We will see tomorrow. Enjoy your class and your day. Thank you so much. Have a great bye-bye.
Bye. See you later.